Well, hello. Last week I reviewed an entry-level pen, and this week I felt like reviewing another entry-level pen. This is the Pelikan Stola 3. Nice entry-level pen, much more classy appearance than the Kaweco Perkeo, which I reviewed last week. But this is not a comparison video, so I'll be talking mostly about the Pelikan Stola. So if videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. If you'd like to comment about the Pelikan Stola, or perhaps recommend another fountain pen that would be entry level, please feel free to leave a comment down below. So let's take a look at the pen. So you can see, not the most exciting looking pen, just a very straightforward pen. Gray body, I don't believe there's much choice for color. I think the clip sort of reminds me of a Lamy Safari, but more refined and stylized. It sort of has that pelican beak. Has our pelican feeding its baby on the front. Or on the top finial, nothing on the bottom finial. You get the word Pelikan, and that's it. When you uncap this puppy, have a nib. I have a medium, if I remember correctly. I'm doubting it because there's a splash right across the M, a splash of ink, but I'm fairly certain it's a medium. A nice black grip. It's a metal pen with some kind of a lacquer over it and a plastic liner. And then, of course, it's a cartridge converter pen. I have not gotten into the eyedropper thing. I don't know that I would eyedropper just because of all the metal, but I don't know. And because I did this with a Pelikan, or I'm sorry, with a Kaweco Perkeo. Okay, definitely has a good seal. Although I can see a dot. I don't think I can get it. Yeah, it's not showing up under the camera, but I can see a dot of light at the end. Whether it's a reflection or it's a thin spot, I do not know. Of course, being Pelikan, it's very precisely manufactured. It's a very well-made pen. So that's enough of looking at the pen. Let's see how it writes. Oh, I should mention it's a little bit heavier pen. Sort of reminds me of a Pilot Metropolitan or something. So while I was adjusting the zoom on my camera, I took a quick look just to fact check myself. Yes, this is a medium pen. Apparently there aren't many options, and this is the option for color, and that's it. So, Pelikan Stola, it's a Noodler's Matahari's cordial ink in the pen. German pen with a spy from the First World War. That's a little awkward. I didn't even think of that. All right, let's look at Wetness and Flow. I don't know if you can tell, but the ink is sort of pooling up there. So it's delivering pretty good ink flow. I forgot to show you the feed. It's nothing special. I mean, it's a plastic feed. And meh. But it has no trouble keeping up. It's a nice wet writer. Smear test, which in some way, oops, not sneer, smear, which in some ways tells you as much about the ink as it does about the pen. Well, I think it's reasonably wet. And then I always test flex. I usually do that first, and for some reason I'm doing it last. Not a flex pen. You get some line variation out of it, but it does not flex. And then, of course, I sometimes am asked about the reverse writing. Pretty smooth. I'd say the writing is almost non-existent. It is very ultra extra fine, if it's even writing. So let's turn our attention to the writing sample. Now you probably can't tell from my microphone is far enough back, and I fast forward through most of that latter part of the writing anyway. But that's a very smooth writer. Very glides across the paper. Not a lot of feedback there. Kind of impressive. If I had the microphone right by the paper, you wouldn't hear much. So I was impressed by that. It feels reasonably good in the hand. I won't say this is ever going to be a favorite pen, but it fits comfortably. It writes nicely. I like it. It's classy looking. I think looks are important. This may not be necessarily a knock-around pen. This is a low-cost adult pen. Adult, in a classical sense, not the other sense. Very impressive. The clip I always felt is a little wimpy feeling, a little insubstantial, and yet it does its job. Oops, I've got another pen here. Slips right in the pocket, no problem. So I can't really complain about that. I can't really complain about much with this pen. It does what it does very well. I think this is a little bit classier, more upmarket alternative to a Lamy Safari or Kaweco Perkeo. Perkeo? I was corrected on it, now I forgot again. I would say it's it's equivalent perhaps to a Platinum Plaisir, a Pilot Metropolitan. More substantial feeling than the Platinum Plaisir, but does not have the wide variety in colors that either of those other two Japanese models have. So, you've got your trade-offs there. Would I recommend this? Yes. Would it be an enthusiastic yes type of recommendation? No. It's not a pen that's particularly exciting one way or the other. It's just meant to be a pen that quietly gets the job done. And for that, it does very well. This is a pen that I would take with me to a meeting where maybe I was nervous, but felt like I needed to look impressive. This would be a good pen to take with me. It does its job, quietly fades into the background, and yet has that look that says, I'm quality. Has that feel that's quality. It's a good writer. So hope that was interesting and useful. If videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens, both new and old and at all price points, I'd invite you to subscribe. If you'd like to comment on the Pelikan Stola 3, or perhaps recommend another pen that's in this price range, I would love to hear your comments. As always, I thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.